Chocolate chip cookies is an undefeated cookie. I don't care what nobody said. You can love your oatmeal raisin, you can love your snickerdoodle, but baby, give me a homemade chocolate chip cookie any day, and I'm gonna love it. Let's get to making it.
Ooh, I'm going to chemist. You know she got plenty food for me to eat.
Mommy, will you make it today?
Now, I'm a firm believer that the ingredients are key in making anything that you're going to make. So y'all already know I'm rocking with the bougie stuff, the Ghirardelli. But of course, you can get what you can have on hand, not just this stuff, okay? As y'all already know, that vanilla bean gel is a must. Now, this is a brown butter cookie. So we're going to get that butter, all that butter in a pan, and we're going to brown it, which pretty much means letting it cook for about 2-3 minutes till the milk solidifies and kind of browns up a little bit like this and like that. And now it's time to take it off and let it cool to room temperature. Now we're going to let the butter be brown and chill like me while we work on this flour mixture. In a large bowl, get you some all-purpose flour and add it in. And then we're going to add our baking soda and salt if you want to. Mix it up and put it to the side. Want to mix your dry ingredients first, so when you do your wet ingredients, you are ready to go. Now, I know technically sugar isn't wet ingredients, but it's going to mix with the wet ingredients. So get you some white sugar, get you some brown sugar in a bowl. Yes, packed brown sugar. That means pack it with your hands before you dump it into that pan, okay? Then we're going to add in our beautifully browned butter that has cooled down because we don't want it to cook anything in this wet mixture, because we're also going to add eggs into this. So mix it up with a whisk. I always use a whisk, then I switch up because the whisk holds all the sugar in the middle and it makes me so upset. So after I banged all the sugar out of the whisk, I got me a mixer and I started using my hand mixer to mix it. Now you can definitely use what you have on hand, but y'all know me, I have all the kitchen appliances. I love them and I need them. But a wooden spoon or a metal spoon will work perfectly with this. You just have to mix a little extra hard, but that's okay. Once the butter and the sugars were incorporated and give it like a nice fluffy texture, I went ahead and added my favorite, and y'all already know what I'm going to say, that good old vanilla bean gel. I don't know what she put in this thing, y'all. I know it's vanilla beans, but it gotta be a little piece of heaven in this. It has to be a piece of heaven in this vanilla bean gel, because I'm telling you, once you try it, you will not go back to vanilla extract. And yeah, I know I'm Nicki Minaj with the bars, but I'm just saying that rhymed. But yes, add that in and then add 2 eggs. At the same time, it's okay. I know with cakes, we kind of do it one at a time, but for this, it's more of a dump type of thing, but I did it in steps for you guys to see it. You can actually do this a lot quicker than I did. Add the 2 eggs in, beat it to just until it's well combined. That is it. You do not want to overbeat the eggs in this batter. Once you finish, be sure to scrape down the sides and mix it one more good time, and it should look like this, smoother than my edges after a fresh perm. Now, before we go ahead and mix that flour into, we're going to chop up our semi-sweet chocolate bar from Ghirardelli. Baby, this will make your cookies go from to dang real quick. Have you ever noticed chocolate chips don't melt? But baby, this chocolate bar do. That's why you want to add this in for that ooey gooey effect. Now we're going to add in our flour mixture. Now I use my hand mixer for this part as well, but you could definitely use a spoon if you have it on hand. We're going to mix that flour into that wet batter, brown sugar, buttery, whatever it was, and make sure it's well combined. We don't want flour everywhere. But before we combine it completely, we leave it a little bit of flour on the sides. We're going to add in our chocolate bark, and we're going to add our chocolate chips. And yes, I use both. Why? Because I'm grown and so are you. So go ahead and add both of those in. You can be as light-handed or as heavy-handed as you want to be at this part. It depends on your chocolate preference. I added that whole bark and about a half a bag of that chocolate chip. Now, when it comes to the chocolate chips in chunks, I do not use my hand blender. I use a wooden spoon to fold all of it in, get the rest of that flour from the sides of the bowl, and fold it into the cookie dough mixture. Now, as y'all see, I added a little bit more chocolate bark because I want to and because I'm grown. But I want to be able to see this chocolate in every scoopful that I do when I make these cookies. This only took me about a few minutes of mixing, for about 2-3 minutes. And when it's all well combined, it should look like this. For even cookies, I use a cookie scoop. Not the small one. I use the big one that I have. We all got 2 of them. I use the big one. We're going to scoop it, make sure they're all one size, put them on a lined parchment paper sheet pan, and we're going to put it in the fridge, covered up for at least 30 to 40 minutes. If you can do it overnight, even better. Add some extra chocolate chunks, chocolate chips for the presentation purposes, so when you bake it, it can have that on top and look all cute and pretty. Just like me and just like this. I baked it on 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how big your cookies are. Just make sure to check and make sure they don't burn while you're cooking them. And it should be just like this. Pour it up with some milk, give it to Santa, give it to your kids, put them in a cookie jar. Either way, it's gonna be good. This will always be a fun thing to make with your kids, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you make it, make sure you comment and let me know how you liked it. If the chocolate ain't chocolating like this, baby, I don't want it. Now go ahead and get you a glass of milk or a glass of Bailey's if you know what I'm talking about, and I'll catch y'all next week. I love y'all. All right, bye.